Hello, my beautiful friend. It's Betsy Gutting. I'm really happy to be back with you to talk about the Sagittarius new moon, November 23rd at 2:57 p.m. Pacific time, 5:57 p.m. Eastern time, and 10:57 p.m. Universal time. This new moon is the first new moon after eclipse season. This is going to be a breath of fresh air. This is fire burning in our bellies. This is like a rekindling of desire and inspiration. So I'm really excited for this new moon. Spirit told me when I asked that this was like a yearning for some of us, even maybe like an existential yearning that comes through a soul calling, a vision quest. So I'm going to elaborate much more on that in this video. And of course, as always, I'll be doing readings for all 12 signs with my oracle cards, letting you know in which house this new moon in Sagittarius is happening for you. So be sure and listen to your sun, moon, and your rising sun. They all play a part in the full picture of what's going on for you during this Sag new moon. I'll also be sharing in this introduction how to navigate this new moon in Sag with the most ease and grace, how to get the most from this lunation and who will be most affected. If you're new to me, welcome to my channel. If you are coming back, welcome back. I'm really happy to meet you here on this platform for like-minded souls. This is all about creating community with one another. So I hope that you subscribe and become part of this community. It's completely free and we can really help support one another in the comments and in the chat room at 9 a.m. Sunday mornings when these videos go live. I'm an intuitive life coach as well as a psychic astrologer, and it's my joy, my passion, my dedication to help you download a vision from your higher self, from spirit, and help you create it in the world, bring it into manifestation. I do this through astrology consultations as well as clarity coaching and soul alchemy coaching. So I'll leave the links below to my website, to my services. And at the end of this video, I'll tell you more about what you can expect in terms of results from an astrology consultation as well as coaching with me. And I have a free gift for you. So in order to get your free gift, stay tuned till the end of the video and I'll tell you all about it and how to get it. Thank you so much for those of you who leave me comments. I absolutely love connecting with you. It is my joy. Leave me a comment. Let me know where you're tuning in from or anything else you would like to share. And if you would take one moment now to click like on this video, give it a thumbs up. It really supports me and helps the algorithm get my videos out to more people. Okay, so let's get into the Sagittarius new moon. Who will be most affected? Well, the Sagittarius new moon is happening at 1 degree of Sagittarius. So if you have planets or points between 0 and 6 degrees of Sagittarius or the other mutable signs of Gemini, Pisces, or Virgo, you will feel this new moon in Sag more personally. Or if you have planets or points between 26 and 29 degrees of the fixed signs of Scorpio, Aquarius, Leo, or Taurus, you will also feel this new moon in Sag more intensely. Now, Sagittarius energy is inspired energy. It's fire. It's mutable fire. It's where we are adaptable, we're flexible, we're open to new possibilities. We're like the Fool in the tarot deck. We're willing to take a chance. We're willing to take a risk. It's adventurous. It's open. It's expansive. It's where we want to expand, where we want to open up to new horizons, to new vistas, where we want to have enlightenment even, where we want to be awakened. It's connected to international travel and long distance travel. And I think that's because when we are doing long distance travel, we get a whole new perspective. It's like that. It's like being at 30,000 feet. When your plane goes above the clouds and all of a sudden you see the sun shining down on the clouds, you're at that perspective and everything is new again. You're seeing from a whole different vantage point, and that's freeing. And Sag wants freedom. Sag is all about freedom. So all of us during this new moon in Sag, we're wanting more freedom. We're wanting more expansion. We're wanting to say yes to something. And by the way, my book is called The Magic of Saying Yes. And you can see in this picture, this person, people always say, is that you? And I say, yes, it's me and it's all of us. My arms are flung open wide. I'm like balancing on one train track and no, there were no trains coming. I am smart. But this is all about freeing yourself to follow your heart. So in Sagittarius, we feel more optimistic. We feel more hopeful. We feel more confident and courageous to go after what it is that we want. In Sagittarius, we're encouraged to think big, to dream bigger, to open up to a dream that we couldn't possibly do alone, something that we need inspired guidance to assist us. We need helpers. We need earthly people to help us out. For you, it might be something that you're excited about, but kind of deep down, like in your belly even, that you may not be able to accomplish it. It's something that you're not sure if you can accomplish. You just don't know, but it's challenging enough. It's exciting enough. In my book, I call it exhilarated fear. You're exhilarated and scared at the same time. So there's enough to pull you forward, enough to catapult you forward. And I'll give you an example. So many of you know that I have decided to move to Mexico. I am definitely doing the Sagittarius new moon, just say yes. Something that's very scary for me. I'm excited, but there's a lot of uncertainty. I don't know what's ahead. I don't know if I'll be happy there. I don't know if I'll be successful. I feel that I will, but will I? We'll find out. So this is a dream that I can't accomplish alone. I know that I can't accomplish it alone. It's not a solo journey, even though I'm going just me and my cat. It's not a solo journey at all. I've been calling on my ancestors. I've been calling on my spiritual guides. I've been getting on Facebook and finding all the different Facebook groups that are connected to Puerto Vallarta so I can make connections with people before I even go there. And this past weekend, I had a moving sale, and I've had garage sales before, but I've never had a moving sale where I'm literally trying to sell almost everything that I own. That was a trip, my friend. That was a trip, an adventure in and of itself. And I was a little bit naive to think that I could do that, just me and one other helper. I had one wonderful neighbor, guy friend, help me out. And he helped me make the signs and put them up, all of that. And, he helped me bring stuff outside. But then the crowd started coming. I made 22 signs and I put them at all the entrances of our neighborhood with, arrows along the way and how to get here. And once we opened our doors, oh my gosh, it was like the floodgates open. I just didn't expect that many people. But at the same time, what was so cool, because I couldn't have handled that alone, even just him and we couldn't have done it alone. I had neighbors coming, like next door neighbor, that neighbor's friend come over and offer, my neighbor on the other side of me, come over and offer me help. And I really needed the help. And I didn't ask for the help. They showed up and I had no idea I was going to need them. And so this is just an example of what can happen when you say yes to something that you can't possibly do alone. That's when those mysterious forces of the universe bring you assistance that you had no idea was going to show up. Now, even if you're not doing something as big and radical as moving to a whole other country like I am, I happen to have Uranus, transiting Uranus and Taurus, squaring my natal Uranus. It only happens twice in a lifetime. So that's one of the reasons that I am being affected so strongly. But even if you're not making a major radical life change, all of us, I think, are going to feel a soul stirring. Our souls are going to be stirred during this Sagittarius new moon. Think about what just happened right before this new moon. We had eclipse season. We had a solar eclipse in Scorpio and then a lunar eclipse in Taurus. And that lunar eclipse in Taurus was quite a doozy. It really was. It was opposed by 3 personal planets in Scorpio, and it was squared. All the planets in Taurus and in Scorpio during that eclipse were squared by Saturn. It was intense. It was heavy. I would love to know how you experienced that eclipse. For me, it was intense. I had my moving sale during that eclipse. There were moments of completely unexpected, wonderful things happen, and then also some really tense, weird, difficult moments. It was quite the smorgasbord of energies that I experienced. And it was, if you look at the planets, there were a lot of things going on. Now, why am I bringing this up? Because this was a precursor to the Sag new moon. After all that heaviness, after the tension, After the purging that we went through, we all shed a skin during that Taurus eclipse. If you haven't fully felt that shedding of skin yet, know that that Taurus eclipse is taking us all the way into May of next year. It's a 6-month journey, that Taurus eclipse, really. For many of us, it will not come to full culmination till then. So you may be in that process of being the snake shedding the skin right now. But something happened during that eclipse time, and is possibly still happening for you, where we saw a truth. Something became revealed. We saw perhaps our own behavior, past behavior, that realizing that that wasn't working for us, a relationship dynamic. This really brought things up in relationships. It brought up the issue of power and power struggles, and where we didn't feel in our power, or where perhaps in the past we haven't spoken our truth where we needed to speak our truth. What's not okay for you in relationships anymore? What treatment maybe that you've experienced by another, perhaps you realized during this eclipse time that you're no longer going to allow that kind of treatment, that you want mutually reciprocal, loving relationships, and that's all that you will accept. Mutually loving, reciprocal relationships. And this happened for me during my moving sale. I had all these beautiful moments and so many sweet people. If you're one of those people who came to the sale, thank you so much. It was so lovely to see you. So lovely. I loved hugging so many of you. It was so awesome. But I also had a few weird moments, like really triggering moments. So I had a moment where, I had clothing that I was selling, all of my former corporate life clothing, the kind of the suits and all of that stuff. I was selling it because I realized I don't need those clothes anymore. I'm not going back to that corporate life. So I was, letting go of those clothes, and I decided what I felt each of those items of clothing were worth, and I put a price. Blouses this, skirts this, jackets this, and I was clear within myself that those prices were what I wanted to get, or I was going to donate. It was either going to get what I felt those clothes were worth, or I was going to donate to a good cause, donate the clothing. Well, at one time I had someone who wanted me to really slash my prices on the clothes that I had already set, and I said, no, I really feel like they're worth, what I'm asking. And someone else who was looking at different things chimed in and said, to me, and said, don't be so stingy. So they were telling me I was being too stingy. And I tell you, I had a moment of shock. I was like, wow, I have a shopper in my garage sale telling me I'm stingy. And then another person, my guy helper, he chimed in and said, yeah, just give it to her for what she wants. And wow, in that moment, I felt zero support. But here's why I'm telling you this story. I felt so clear within myself, so clear on my values, my intention, what I wanted to receive for my possessions, and what I was going to do if I didn't receive, donate them. And that felt good to me. I had my own plan. And because I had that plan, even though I was shocked by the behavior of those around me, I was able to just let it pass because I was clear on what my values were. And I think that's what the gift of this eclipse was for us. Now, as we move to the Sagittarius new moon, we are getting an attitude adjustment. I feel like I want to do a little dance right here. A song isn't coming to me, but it's I think a lot of us need an attitude adjustment. This is kind of like a happy hour, whether you imbibe or not. This is we're ready for a happy hour. We're ready to feel inspired. We're ready to feel lighter. We're ready to let go of that old cloak, drop the old stuff, drop it to the ground, let it turn into compost. We're stepping out. We're coming out. It's always that song. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I got to let it show. That's the song that is always coming to me. But it's the dropping of the heaviness of eclipse season that the Sag new moon is inviting us to do. And right after, 2 weeks after the Sag new moon, we're going to have the Gemini full moon. And the Gemini full moon, Gemini is all about communication. It's an air sign. I see us then talking, communicating, sharing ideas, brainstorming, heartstorming. about whatever it is we are inspired by during this Sag new moon. And that Gemini full moon is conjunct Mars, so that's putting us into action. Much more on that when we get to the Gemini full moon. Of course, I'll be doing a separate video for you on that. But I wanted to give you a sense of the context of this Sag new moon. So this new moon in Sag is ruled by Jupiter. It's ruled by Jupiter, which is all about expansion. Jupiter right now is retrograde in Pisces at 28 degrees during this new moon. Retrograde in Pisces. Jupiter loves being in Pisces. Jupiter feels very at home in Pisces. In Pisces, Jupiter is dreamy. It's about oneness. It's the drop in the ocean is the same as the ocean. It is unconditional love. It's our highest vision. This is going to be an inspiring aspect to have during this new moon, I feel. And what's interesting is that as soon as this new moon becomes exact, literally minutes after this new moon in Sag becomes exact, Jupiter is going to go direct. It's going to go direct. Isn't that so cool? I love that. It's going to be moving forward. It's like onward and upward. Let's go. Everybody get in the car. We're taking a road trip. So whereas with eclipse season, and especially this Taurus eclipse that we just had, whereas there was a heaviness, there was an emotional purging, there was even where you may have felt challenged by other people like I did in moments. Whereas that was happening now with this new moon in Sag, it's about us getting to the top of the mountain and seeing from a whole new point of view. It's about transcendence even, and receiving an inspired vision, and maybe getting a sense of what is that yearning for you? What is that longing? What is it that your heart most wants? This is a turning page new moon. We're turning the page. We're turning the page on a chapter for some of us. For some of us, this is going to be the beginning of, I think I want to do this. Maybe I could. If I weren't afraid, I would. A beautiful time to do journaling, a beautiful time to be connecting with spirit. And in my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, I give you a number of exercises on how to create that partnership with spirit, that partnership with your soul, where you can really download guidance for yourself and trust that guidance. Jupiter in Pisces is also sextiling Pluto. Pluto's about our personal power. A sextile is positive energy flow. It's where we see an opportunity, we take it, and we run with it. So Jupiter in Pisces is really going to be bringing in that visionary inspiration and connecting with Pluto and saying, take a risk, take a chance, take this step. And it doesn't have to be a big step, my friend. It doesn't have to be moving to another country. It can be a small step, a baby step, something that's inspiring and something that makes you feel more empowered. Jupiter in Pisces at the very last degrees of the zodiac, 28 degrees. It's 1 degree away from the last degrees of the entire zodiac. It's saying no more sacrifice, no more dimming our light, no more hiding so that other people don't feel uncomfortable around us. That is over. That is done. It's time that we honor ourselves enough to come out fully, shining our light, being our unique selves, and not worrying about what other people think of us when we tell them our truth. Mercury and Venus are also in Sagittarius during this new moon. So we have the sun, the moon, Mercury, and Venus. We have 4 luminaries in fire signs, in the fire sign of Sagittarius. I think we're really going to feel this like fire coming up through our solar plexus. I think we're really going to feel just really energized, and not the kind of energized that we got during the eclipse, which was that Uranus, like nervous system, kind of jolty, ungrounded energy. This, I think, is going to be more excitement, and I think a lot of us are going to get more social, and we're going to want to like hang out with more like-minded people and just feel more buoyed, more uplifted. Chiron is making a trine to Mercury and Venus in Sagittarius. That's positive energy flow for us to heal a core wound, betrayal, abandonment, or shame. So if we get triggered during this new moon, Chiron making a positive energy flow aspect to Mercury and Venus in Sag is going to really help us to heal something. So I love that. That really makes me happy. And finally, before I get to the 12 sign readings, I want to mention that we have Neptune in Pisces making a square to Mars in Gemini retrograde. Now, this isn't a square that's been happening. This isn't brand new. We've already been feeling this energy, so I don't think we're going to feel any particular discomfort from it because I think we're getting used to it by now. But what I want to say is if you feel uninspired, if you feel confused, if you feel like you are working twice as hard and getting like half the results of what you want, it's like taking twice as long and it's twice as hard and you're exhausted, my friend. First of all, join the club. And second of all, it's this Mars retrograde. When Mars is retrograde, things take longer. There's a slowdown. And then with Neptune squaring this Mars retrograde in Gemini, we can just feel more hazy and uncertain. And that uncertainty can be really, really stressful. So I think a lot of us right now are having mental fatigue. So if you're having mental fatigue, take breaks. Know that everything will come together, but it's not going to come together necessarily during this new moon time. This is a time to receive inspiration. This is a time to receive light. This is a time to let the excitement well up in you and give energy to that excitement rather than the uncertainty. Write down the uncertainty, journal it, let it go on the page, but focus on the excitement. Focus on what you're being called to. And that'll really help you to keep the inspiration going because we all need that right now. It's just been, I think, hectic for a lot of us. Whenever you have Mars and Gemini, there's just a lot going on. There's a lot to do. And to have on top of it the frustration of things not happening as quickly as Mars and Gemini wants them to, that can be really challenging. So we want to keep our eye on the prize. We want to stay focused on the joy, the inspiration, the forward momentum. Mars is going to go direct mid-January. Spirit reminded me, nothing is permanent. Everything is temporary. Go to a higher vantage point. Transcend for at least a few moments each day. Transcend your earthly reality and see the bigger picture of us as spiritual beings having a human experience. That will really help, I think, calm our nervous systems and put us in a better place to receive what the Sag new moon wants to give us. Spirit added that this is a return to equilibrium. We are coming back into an equilibrium. So it's really important that we give ourselves the walking, the meditation, the prayers, the time in nature that will help us come back to that place of soothing equilibrium. Okay, so let's do the 12 sign readings now. Be sure to listen to your sun, moon, and rising. They all give you a piece of the full picture for this Sag new moon. And if you take one moment now to click like on this video and to subscribe to my channel, I warmly welcome you to subscribe to my channel. It really helps the algorithm put my videos out and helps to grow my channel. And I'm so grateful for that. So let's begin with Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is your new moon. Yay, happening in your first house. And whenever you have a new moon, Sag, in your first house, it affects every area of your life. The first house is about identity. It's about your appearance, your vitality, your physical vitality. It's the roles you play. It affects, if you think about identity, who we see ourselves at and as, and our professional and our personal roles, the things that we take on, the ways that we use our energy, the things we say yes to. It really affects every area of our lives, including our relationships. And your relationship house is right across from the first house, the seventh house. So this could really have to do with a new role that you are taking on in terms of a relationship commitment as well. So when I tuned into you, Sag, what I got was some of you seem tired, not surprisingly, post-eclipse season. Some of you, I felt some self-doubt. And others of you, I felt like you were excited and ready for this. So the message that I got from Spirit was that this new moon is going to ignite you. Let it ignite you, even if there's self-doubt there, even if you're tired, even if you just want a break, give yourself a break. but let the joy come in, the excitement, the inspiration, let it in. You can have, and I'm speaking to myself too when I tell you this is actually good guidance for me as well. Because when you have a lot to do and there's uncertainty and there's fear in something that you're taking on, you can easily let that kind of take over and zap the excitement of the new possibility. So during this new moon, we're being asked to set that aside. And the 3 words that Spirit gave me for you was run with it, Sag. Run with it. Whatever is calling to you, whatever your heart is desiring, run with it, because you don't know where it's going to lead. We never know where something's going to lead. When I did stand-up comedy, I had no idea. Was that going to become a career for me? Was that just a stepping stone? What was it? I didn't know. But I knew that it excited me. I knew that I was passionate about it. I knew it was a challenge I didn't think that I could do. And so that just made it that much more exciting. So that's what Spirit is saying to you. Run with it. You don't need to know, and you can't possibly know anyway what the outcome is. None of us ever know the outcome. So let me pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say, Sag. Your card is Comfort. Archangel Azrael, I am with you in your time of need, helping your heart to heal. So some of you are going to have a heart healing during this new moon in your sign. Some of you are going to have a heart healing. Some of you have maybe gone through a relationship breakup with this in your 1st house and the 7th house across the way. During this lunation, it's possible that there's something going on in your relationships. Like I said, a new moon in your sign is a big deal. It's a really big, usually, there's a change that's ahead for you. So for those of you who might need comfort right now, and after that eclipse, I wouldn't be surprised. It would be very natural. For those of you who need comfort, Archangel Azrael is there for you. Call on Archangel Azrael for support. I'm also getting, as I talk about this, that your ancestors are with you, and that for those of you who have passed on loved ones recently, or just people who are coming to mind now, or someone that's very important to you who's on the other side, call on them, connect with them, because they want to come through and connect with you. And here we have this new moon that is, ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is in Pisces, and Pisces at the 28th degree towards the very end of the zodiac is really wanting to connect us to the mystical energies, including ancestors, including angels, spiritual guides, and so forth. So you are not alone, Sag. This is exciting. Spirit says run with it, go with it. Remember that everything is temporary, nothing is permanent. It's all about the ride. Enjoy the ride. Sending you all my love on this new moon in Sag, and leave me a comment if you'd like. I love connecting with you. Let me know if this resonates for you. Okay, Scorpio. Hello, beautiful Scorpio. This new moon in Sagittarius is happening in your 2nd house, your 2nd house of money. It's earned income. It's values, self-esteem, self-worth, self-love. It's also your possessions. This is what you value. This is really getting to what you value. And when I tuned into your energy, I got kind of a yay, like, yay, there's lightness. I sensed that fire is being lit in the belly for some of you. You're really feeling it. And the message from Spirit is that it's time to take a step. Take a step. Take a step and have your own back. Commit to having your own back, or the back of your inner child, however you see that. There's a loosening. I got this image for you guys of a bonfire, and when you throw, a lot of wood in the fire, and when you're just like looking at a fire and you're mesmerized and you see kind of the different pieces of wood start to glow orange and kind of break up and start to fall into pieces. I got that feeling, and that falling into pieces and the breaking up of the wood is like the stuckness breaking up. That's what I got for you. Like something is loosening for you. There's a thawing out, an emotional thawing out, which is really lovely. Also, I'm wondering if some of you are going to be traveling. I got the sense of, even though this is in your 2nd house of money, it could still lead somehow to travel. Maybe that's a value of yours, that you want to take a trip. international or domestic, but the point of it was that there's some inspired action that you are going to be ready to take, Scorpio. And so if you're not sure what that is, ask your guides, ask your spirit guides. I can also help you through an astrology reading or coaching. Okay, Scorpio, so let's pull a card for you now. Shuffling the cards. Beautiful Scorpio. Scorpio. And your card is Breathe. Archangel Raphael, take several deep breaths and exhale slowly to awaken your energy and to release old patterns. So Archangel Raphael is the healing angel of the physical body, and of course also brings about emotional healing through things like breath work. So this is really obvious. It's self-explanatory in a lot of ways, but to me it's obvious that Archangel Raphael has a message for you that you are held, you are comforted, you're not alone, that your breath is your most magical power, it's your biggest healing power, and that as you take deep breaths and as you bring yourself into a place of calm and peace, powerful manifestations can happen for you, dear Scorpio. This may seem very simple. It may be even easy to dismiss and say, I wanted something more interesting or passionate or sexy. But this very basic act of pausing and taking breaths can really help calm the nervous system, and which can then help you to really align and receive the guidance, receive the inspiration. Because when our nervous systems are on high and they're, our energy isn't grounded, it's very difficult to get guidance. So do some deep breaths, return yourself, and even maybe put one hand on your heart and feel your own heartbeat. Feel your feet on the ground. Beautiful way to ground your energy and receive your birthright, Scorpio. Your birthright is to receive inner guidance. Sending you all my love on this new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. This new moon in Sag is happening in your third house. Your third house is your immediate environment. This is just your local, where you live. These are your neighbors. It's people you interact with on a day-to-day basis. It's where you work out. It is also siblings and communication, emails, writing, speaking, if you do that. So it's a number of different things, but it really gets to kind of our everyday life and the people that we interact with, including our soul sisters and our soul brothers. So you could have new developments or new inspirations happening in any one of these areas of your life. And your message from Spirit is, well, first when I tuned into you, I got this sense of like, finally, there's like a breakup of the energy, a loosening of the energy, something shifting. Your air, Libra, since you're an air sign, responds really beautifully to the fire of Sagittarius. So I think that's going to be very invigorating for you. I got a sense of you being more social, more opportunities coming to you. And also for some of you, a new friendship or a new soul-to-soul relationship. Maybe that soul brother or soul sister, new tribe members. So let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say to you, Libra. Libra, your card is Moon Cycles. I need my glasses, Libra, to read this. And they're stuck in the chair. There. Okay. So this is beautiful because it's about following the moon cycles. And of course, this video is about a new moon. And it says, notice how the moon affects your energy. Notice how it affects your manifestations and capitalize on these cycles. So what this card is doing, and this angel is Archangel Haniel. She's so beautiful. Check it out. There's such a purity to this card. And when I see the white of her dress and the blue, I think of throat chakra. There's a lot of blue in this card. So there's also a message to speak your truth, to not suppress what you have to say, and to follow the moon and begin to know there's a power in learning to manifest with the moon cycles, right? There's a power and a feeling of like, I am in charge of my life. I can manifest, I can plant seeds and intentions during the new moon, and I can see them come to fruition during the full moon. And during the full moon is an emotional release time often. And you begin to move with the cycles of nature and the planets. And that is a very empowering way to do your life. So this is saying, begin to track those cycles and sync your own rhythms to the rhythms of the moon and the manifestation cycles, and it will bring you more empowerment and joy. Beautiful Libra. Okay, Virgo. Hello, Virgos. Virgo, this new moon in Sag is happening in your fourth house of home, family. It's your childhood conditioning. It's your inner child, in terms of healing your inner child. Your message from Spirit was about focus. There's a need to focus. When I tuned into your energy, and this is not all of you, this is a general reading, but what I felt for some of you was that you need to pause, like you need a moment of pause. Even the Sag energy could feel so fiery and so energetic that it could even kind of take you aback for a moment. But if you pause and you collect yourself, because during a new moon in the fourth house, we often just want to be at home. We don't want a lot of activity. We just want to be like nesting. We want to be resting. We want to be just reflecting. So I just felt like all this Sag energy, which is so fiery, might feel a little bit out of sync with a fourth house new moon where you just want to be. And I think some of you, when I tuned into you, I felt that. But the message for you is that your higher self has a message for you. Go within, tune into your higher self, take a moment to step back, see things from a higher perspective, reinforce your values and your intention. It's kind of like, if you were on a trip and you got to a red light, and you started to pause and think about where you're headed, and all of a sudden the light turns green and you hadn't finished your thought, like you hadn't figured out where you're going next. That's the feeling I get. Like, give yourself a chance to figure out where you want to go next before feeling like you're pushed into taking action, because you're not. You have time and there's no rush. And as you do this, as you do a little bit of looking inward, I think it will help you to feel like you can then shine your light as brightly as you want to without feeling kind of unbalanced or off kilter. So let's pull a card for you, Virgo, and see what the cards have to say. What do the cards have to say for you? Beautiful Virgo. Okay, Virgo. Your card is Life Review. How interesting when I said take a pause and reflect. That is so cool. Okay, Life Review. It's Archangel Jeremiah, and it says take inventory of your life. Resolve to change or heal anything that is unbalanced. Okay, I believe I just spoke about balance. That is so interesting. I love it. Okay, so check it out. Archangel Jeremiah. Check it out. This is a very healing card. I love life reviews so much. Have you done a life review before, Virgo? Oh my gosh, I find them so illuminating, because they remind you of all your successes. They remind you of all the things that have gone well for you, and all the things you've grown through, the things that didn't go well, the challenges, how you overcame them, and how you grew stronger and survived them and went on to thrive more. So this is such a beautiful guidance, I believe, and I really encourage it. And if you would like help from a coach to help you through that life review, hold you accountable for doing it, I have the links below in the description box to my services. Happy new moon in Sag, Virgo. Okay, Leo. Hello, Leo. So nice to see you. This new moon in Sag is happening in your fifth house. I love fifth house new moons. I absolutely love them because the fifth house is fun. It's creativity. It's the arts. The fifth house is romance and love and children. So what's not to like there? It's all those yummy things. So when I tuned into you, I got a sense, Leo, that you are going to love, love, love this new moon in Sagittarius. It's a fellow fire sign. I feel like you're energized. I got a big yes from you, like just a big yes. And you're saying yes. And some of you are going to go out and do some performing, whatever that means to you, whether it's music or, you know, spoken word or comedy or whatever it is. I got some of you will be performing. Some of you get the karaoke. Some of you want to write a book. Some of you want to write a memoir. Some of you just are ready to do something speaking, perhaps with your company, with your own business or where you work. You're ready to come out of your shell, is my point. You're ready to come out of your shell a little bit more. And for some of you, maybe it's going to one of those like sip and paint classes where you have a glass of wine and you paint something that you've never painted before. So don't let your lack of whatever you consider to be like lack of skill in a particular area, don't let that keep you from expressing yourself, because this is about you taking your expression to the next level. Okay, now let's pull a card for you, Leo. Leo. Your card is Hello from Heaven, Archangel Azrael. Your loved ones in heaven are doing fine. Let go of worries and feel their loving blessings. For some of you, this is really going to bring you to a sense, it's really going to feel really nice in your heart, really warm and sweet in your heart. So for any of you that are missing your loved ones or that are just feeling disconnected, there's something about remembering that you have loved ones in heaven, or even just spirit guides on the other side that care about you, that are doing fine, that are rooting for you, your guardian angel even. It can really bring you back to the truth that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. And all of that clutter in the mind that tells you have to do this and you better do that and you don't want to fail at that and this is uncertain and what about that? You know, there's a lot of that going around in a lot of our heads right now because of Mars retrograde in Gemini. Gemini is an air sign. Gemini tracks all the little details. It can make us feel like we are, like I said in the earlier part of the video, mental fatigue. So this card, I feel, wants to bring you back to your heart and bring you back to the truth of who you are and remind you that you are, you know, bring you to a place of transcendence, that everything happening in this earthly world, it's all temporary and it's all going to pass and everything's going to work out. It reminds me of that movie, the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. I think I got that title right. The Best Exotic Marigold Hotel. And there's the innkeeper. His name is Sunny. If you haven't seen that movie, I highly recommend it. His name is Sunny. And when all of these people who are going to retire at the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel, they're so excited. They're going to a brand new country and they're going to retire and it looks so good in the brochures. And they get there and everything's falling apart. Everything needs work. It's like not what they showed in the brochure at all. And they're all upset. And Sunny, the innkeeper, says, everything will be all right in the end. If it's not all right, it is not yet the end. So there you go, Leos. Everything will be all right in the end. If it's not all right now, it's because it's not yet the end. Happy new moon in Sag. Leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you. Okay, Cancers. Hello, Cancer family. My moon and rising are in Cancer. And this is happening for us Cancers in the 6th house. The 6th house of nutrition, exercise, it's work, it's your schedules, it's everything you do on a daily basis, and it's your physical health. So one thing that I got as I tuned into the Cancer family was that some of us are feeling droopy, some of us are really feeling drained, others of us have like our minds are very fired up, like we're very fired up for initiating, for doing new things. And yet there's a lot on our plate. So do you have a lot on your plate, Cancer? Let me know. Leave me a comment if that's true. I certainly have a lot on my plate. But I feel that this moon in Sag is going to remind us to look at the bigger picture and to see the excitement and to take in the excitement and let that energize us. I feel like this new moon for Cancers is about managing our energy. Managing our energy. I mean, that is so directly linked to health, right? Emotional, physical, mental health, emotion, you know, all spiritual health. It is us managing our energy. And where are our thoughts going? Are they going to positivity? Are they going to uncertainty, doubt, and fear? Are they going to confidence? Are they going to worry? Where are our thoughts going? Are we doing our gratitudes in the morning to keep ourselves uplifted? All of those things would be extremely helpful. It's important not to take on too much Cancers right now. It's very easy with a new moon in the 6th house to take on too much, to like think you could do way more than you can. It's the eyes are bigger than the stomach. Like when you eat, you know, you go to a buffet and you put way more on your plate than you can actually eat. Same thing, only this might be just like your to-do list is way longer than you could possibly accomplish in one day, and then you feel lousy because you didn't get it accomplished, and then you feel less than and you feel discouraged. And it's important, especially with Mars in retrograde in Gemini right now, to not think that we can do more than we can actually do, to be realistic, to be easier on ourselves. The other message I got from Spirit for you is just to give yourself breaks. Give your mind a break. Take breaks to just imagine yourself floating down a river in the sun. Just give yourself little breaks if you have a lot going on. And let's pull a card for you, Cancer, and see what, you know, and I want to say too that, you know, this being in the house of health and work and everyday routines, there could be something really exciting. Some of you are going to get a new job. Some of you are going to decide to leave your job. Some of you are going to want to start a new business. Some of you, a new health routine, a new exercise, a new cleanse, that kind of thing. It covers all those areas. All right, so card for you, Cancer. Cancer. Okay. Ooh, I love this card. Brilliant idea. Archangel Uriel. Yes, your idea is divinely guided. Please take action to bring your idea to fruition. Oh my gosh, this is a big yes card, Cancer. This is a big yes card. And see all the golden and the orangey energy in this card. This is definitely the sacral chakra, our zone of creativity. This is, yes, give voice to what you want and take action without further ado. Let it rip. Let it happen. One step at a time. Don't focus on the outcome. I mean, have an outcome that you want in mind, but don't get so, what am I trying to say? You're probably already saying the words for me. Don't get so attached to the outcome. And we Cancers are good at attaching, are we not? Don't get so attached to the outcome that then you spin into worry and all of that and you don't take action. Take action. Beautiful Cancer. That's so exciting. Whatever you're thinking about, you know what it is. There's something that you know your heart is leading to that is a brilliant idea. And this card brilliantly says, go for it. So happy new moon in Sag, beautiful Cancer. Okay, Gemini. Hello, beautiful Gemini. This is happening. This new moon in Sag is happening for you in your 7th house. I have my natal sun in Gemini, so we are all doing this together. The 7th house is partnerships and relationships. This is committed relationships. So this is clients, it's lovers, it's spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, and so on. When I tuned into your energy, Gemini, I felt a restlessness. I felt it could be because Mars is retrograde in our sign. I mean, that is not easy. Have you felt frustrated? Have you felt angry? Have you felt like, what the F? Like, what is this other person doing? Why aren't things coming to fruition? Why am I working so hard and nothing's happening? That's Mars retrograde in Gemini. And if you have any planets or points, I think it's between 18 and 25, I think, degrees is I have a whole video on Mars retrograde in Gemini that I encourage you to watch. But if you have planets or points between that, I think around 8 degrees all the way up to 25 degrees of Gemini, you are going to be feeling this Mars retrograde. So that could definitely make you feel restless and like things are not happening fast enough. Because you know, as a Gemini, we like things to go quickly. Like there's a certain amount of speed that we're comfortable with because our minds move quickly. But I felt like, yeah, some of you may just be really frustrated about things for different reasons, or misunderstood, maybe not seen in any particular, for example, communication interaction. You could feel like that person didn't get at all what I was saying, and it could have really triggered you, really hit a nerve. But of course, that is grist for the mill for our own healing, right? Spirit's message for you is slow and steady wins the race. I love that this is happening in the 7th house of relationships for you. Some of you will possibly meet someone during this time. Could be really exciting and energizing. I love that so much for you, Gemini. Who doesn't want that? Even if you're already partnered, this could really bring some new excitement into your relationship. And if you're single, it could bring somebody new in that really lights you up, that really inspires you. I'm just looking to see if there are any other messages from Spirit for you. And yeah, just that we have the full moon in Gemini coming up after this new moon, and it's going to be conjunct Mars. So I think whatever hasn't been happening for you, if that's been the case for you, I think you're going to see some relief when on December 7th, around that time when we have the full moon in Gemini conjunct Mars, which is really going to get things moving, I believe, even though Mars will still be retrograde until mid-January. So there is that. But I do feel that the energy will move more when we get to that full moon in Gemini. But this time, this new moon for you, Gemini, is really about receiving that inspiration and letting yourself get excited and letting that energy move you forward rather than focusing on doubts and uncertainties and worry. Okay, so let's pull a card for you, Geminis. Gemini. Your card is Healthy Lifestyle. Archangel Raphael, eat a beautiful, healthful diet. Get adequate sleep and exercise regularly for optimal health. If you're like me, you've been burning the candle on both ends, maybe not, but have you been eating well? Are you getting proper exercise? Are you able to move your energy? Are you getting enough greens? Are you eating enough greens, Gemini? Archangel Raphael is here. You can call on Archangel Raphael for inspiration and support. But as you well know, our foundation is the bedrock of our health. Or maybe I meant to say our health is the bedrock of our foundation of the rest of our lives. So clearly we are getting a message from Archangel Raphael to pay attention to what we're putting in our bodies, how much sleep we're getting, and how we're taking care of ourselves. And that's super important as we get energized for a whole new beginning, a whole new chapter with the new moon in Sag. So happy new moon, beautiful Geminis. Okay, Taurus. Hello, Taurus. This new moon is happening for you in your 8th house of transformation, death and rebirth, taboos, taxes, shared resources, money from others. This is a place where you could be getting money from somebody, where you could be getting a windfall, you could be getting an inheritance. You may be going through a transformation. I know a lot of Taurians are going through a transformation right now. You may come out of this new moon like the phoenix rising from the ashes. And you may be like signing new partnership agreements with other people, or borrowing money, or, getting assistance monetarily from an institution, for example. Your message from Spirit is that many of you are still recovering from the eclipse in your sign, which makes total sense. When I tuned into your energy, I felt like, yeah, that was really intense. Not that you're not used to intense energy with Uranus in your sign, but I feel it's important that you give yourself the time that you need to recuperate, to rest, to listen to your inspired feelings. You don't have to take action right now. You don't have to. Mars is retrograde in Gemini. There's confusion and uncertainty with Neptune squaring Mars retrograde right now. Mars is not going to go direct until January 15th. I'm not saying don't take any action. If you feel inspired to, definitely do. I'm just saying don't feel pushed into it. Don't feel like there's a rush, like you have to. This is a time for you to let that, chrysalis to butterfly process happen, to honor yourself first and foremost. There's always another way. We can feel like, oh my God, I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss it. You're not going to miss it. There's always another wave. If you skip a wave because you're getting your energy back, because you are fortifying yourself, then the next wave, you'll be able to ride it all the way into shore, which is what you want anyway. So let's pull a card for you, Taurus. Shuffling the cards for you, beautiful Taurus And now let's pull a card for you. Taurus. Your card is Counselor. Archangel Azrael. You are a natural counselor. Many people benefit from your guidance and reassurance. So this card is really wanting to validate your healing abilities, whether you're a counselor by trade or not, whether you counsel people, whether people come to you on a personal level or a professional level. But it's not just that, it's any, healing ability that you have. And you have healing abilities if you're listening to this channel, no question. So it could be Reiki, it could be card readings, it could be communicative healing, it could be spiritual teaching, a lot of different ways. But this card really wants to acknowledge you. See this person's guide or higher self putting his hands on her shoulders and all that light emanating from her. You are a channeler of the divine, beautiful Taurus, and this card is validating that. So happy new moon in Sag, beautiful Taurus. Okay, Aries. Hello, beautiful Aries. This new moon in Sag is happening in your 9th house of spirituality, higher learning. The 9th house is where we take adventures. It's where we do international travel, long distance travel. It's metaphysical learning. It's getting a PhD. It's really expanding ourselves, expanding our growth. It's where we want to transcend, where we want to get a higher vantage point and leave behind the drudgery of earthly life. It's also publishing. So for those of you who want to write a book or publish articles, or give talks on YouTube, that kind of thing. It's all of those things. Your message from Spirit was victory. I saw this image of you with your arms up like this, like, yes, I did it. I'm victorious. I love that so much. So much, Aries. I got this feeling like you're like, thank you, Jesus. Like, thank you for helping me to, get to a new level. I feel like you are transcending, you're getting to another level. Spirit's message for you is interesting. It was, Aries, get excited. You are excited. You are ignited during this new moon, most likely. That your heart is definitely inspired and opening up. But Spirit's message was, take a measured approach. Don't think you have to rush in to do something. Don't feel like you're going to miss the boat if you don't take really swift action. It's more important that you take that inspiration and then you map out sensible steps for yourself, making lists, for example, so that you feel it's grounding. It's grounding to approach things in a more measured way. It will help you on an emotional level and will help you not to get burnt out, Aries. Also, Spirit said that if you do this, you will much more likely succeed and that you have everything it takes. You have everything it takes to be successful in what it is that you want to do. Beautiful Aries. So let's pull a card for you. And also I got, you have the power to prevail against all odds. All odds, you will prevail. Okay, Aries. Your card is, okay, you got the card that I think it was the sign before you got. Oh my gosh. Okay, Taurus got the same card, Counselor. This is telling you that you are an amazing healer. It doesn't have to be counselor. It could be a lot of different things, but you have the ability to put others at ease. You have the ability to, people heal just being in your presence, Aries. You have a leadership ability. You're a pioneer. You start new things with gusto. You really are that leader. And some of you really need to hear this. Some of you really need to hear that there is an innate healing ability within you, and you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. You don't have to have certifications. You don't have to have gone through certain training. You have it naturally. That's your victory. Your victory is your gifts and talents and abilities are innate within you, and you are ready to step out and practice them. And you don't have to have graduated from a program in order to put your shingle out. Like I started a workshop out of my living room with people in my neighborhood before I finished my first training program in expressive arts therapy. I was in the middle of training in expressive arts therapy, and I said, I can do this. I'm going to just start offering guided meditations and groups to people. And I did. And you learn as you go. You learn as you go. I kept doing more and more trainings because I love them. And I did learn a lot from them. But you learn from interacting with people and sharing the gifts that you're most comfortable sharing now. And even if you're uncomfortable, Aries, it's okay, because we're all uncomfortable when we do something for the first time. Okay, so happy new moon in Sagittarius. All right, Pisces. Hello, Pisces. This new moon in Sagittarius is happening in your 10th house of career, life purpose, legacy, and retirement. So you will likely have a new development career-wise, a new job, a new sense of I need to find my purpose. I want to know this, Spirit, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video in the introduction, there's a yearning. Spirit used the word yearning that many people are feeling, and that could very well apply to you, a longing or a yearning for something more. Even if you don't know what that something more is, you may really feel that now. And I want to say, because it's coming to me in this moment, that my book is a really good way to work through a process of finding your calling. It's all about answering your heart's true calling. And I have many exercises in there as well as meditations to help you get clarity. So that's something you might want to check out. When I tuned into your energy, I got a sense of some of you feeling questioning, feeling confused, feeling frustrated. It could be because Neptune in Pisces is squaring Mars in Gemini, and Neptune's in your sign. Making that square, you might feel like, when's this all going to come together? I'm tired of waiting. This is frustrating. Spirit said, have patience. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. Persevere. You are proving to yourself that you really want the thing that you want. When it's harder to get something that we want and more frustrating, we have to go through those, jump through those hoops, and sometimes again and again. And then that solidifies our desire. Sometimes it makes it very clear for us that we really want it. And I know that's hard. It's way easier said than done. But Spirit also said you will be on the downhill sooner than later. There is a downhill, and you will be sliding, like sliding down a snowy hill on a saucer. That will be happening. It's just, look to mid-January when Mars goes direct. That may be a time that you start to feel that. Let's pull a card for you, Pisces, and see what the cards have to say. Your card is Compassion. Archangel Zadkiel. Soften your heart with respect to the situation. All the people involved, including yourself. So Pisces, you may have had something come up around eclipse time or around now where with regard to a relationship. And giving yourself compassion and giving the other person or people compassion will help you to move on from it, to let it go, to feel the feelings, to process any unprocessed feelings, and have it move through you. And I love the light coming through this card. This is such a Piscean card because you, Pisces, are naturally compassionate. So happy new moon in Sagittarius. And it could be, let me just say this, Pisces, it could be that going through that process of having compassion for another will allow things to move more quickly for you. Some of you may have a grief process involved, and it will help you, whatever is happening for you in career, life purpose, retirement, or legacy, may get that energy moving more quickly for you, because a lot of times we have stalls in what we want or in inspiration or guidance because we're holding onto a grievance. Okay, now happy new moon in Sag, beautiful Pisces. Okay, Aquarius, hello Aquarius. This is happening, this new moon in Sag, in your 11th house. And the 11th house is friendships, it's communities, it's long-term gains, it's hopes, wishes, and dreams. I love the 11th house. It symbolizes to me the world card. It's where we really get out into the world, where we socialize more, where we, find our tribe. We have meetings with potential tribe members. We have coffee dates and wine dates and whatever kind of dates you want to have. But it really is about networking and expanding our tribe. And this is such an expansive energy. So I love this for you. When I tuned into your energy, I got you are ready to expand out into the world and explore the world more. Some of you, that means international travel. You're like, bring it on. I want international travel. I want another cultural experience. Some of you feel restless for more. You are really ready to have a whole new, it's like that song, a whole new world, a new fantastic point of view. You know that song. Aladdin. I love that song so much. Oh my gosh, I would sing it again, but I'm sure you had enough already. Anyway, you're leaving your comfort zone, Aquarius. You're leaving your comfort zone, and this Sag energy is going to help you to inspire you in new ways, new horizons. So let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. Aquarius. Aquarius. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Why am I singing to you guys so much? Okay, look at this card. It's so cool. Leadership. Leadership and all the orange, the sacral chakra, your creativity, coming out of your shell. This says Archangel Gabriel, which is also the angel of all artistic pursuits and creations. It is time for you to assume your leadership power and position and lovingly guide others. What a nod to you, Aquarius, to come out of your comfort zone and allow yourself to be a leader in whatever way that means for you. This is huge encouragement for you to say, yes, I can influence other people in whatever small or big way, however you perceive that to be. It can be family, it can be friends, it can be giving workshops, it can be one-on-one coaching. There's lots of different ways that you can be a leader. It could be in your communities, right? It could be in the PTA. It could be, school board, lots of different ways. Or I just got the sense of like an environmental organization for some of you. So leave me a comment. Let me know if this resonates for you, Aquarius, and happy new moon in Sagittarius. Okay, Capricorns. Hello, beautiful Capricorns. Thank you for your patience. This is happening for you, this new moon in Sag in your 12th house. 12th house is the house of retreat. It's where we are reflecting, we're pausing. It's our shadow self. We come face to face with our shadow self and we let things go. We heal emotionally. It's also where we have deeper dreams a lot of times. We may do astral travel. We may connect with people on the other side in various ways. The 12th house is the house of the mystic. So it's connecting to your divine guidance really deeply, really beautifully, and where you might take a journey, an inner journey. When I tune into your energy, I got the sense of that some of you are very tired. You really need a retreat. You need to rest. You need to rejuvenate. I got the sense that this moon is definitely going to energize you, and that I'm looking at my notes that, yeah, some of you could really use a guided visualization. By the way, I have one. I have 3 on my YouTube channel that I'll try to link to in the description box below, but I also have one as a free gift for you when you sign up for my inspirational updates that come to your inbox weekly. So if you would like a guided visualization from me, definitely go to my website, subscribe, and you'll get that as an instant download. Perfect for a 12th house transit, Capricorn, of this new moon. And I also got a sense, because you guys are climbers of mountains, metaphorically speaking, like you are out the door. Some of you are out the door. You're ready to go. You may have a very brief time of retreat and reflection because some of you are energized and you want to get going. So let me pull a card for you and see what this has for you. But I feel like some of you could have really beautifully uplifting inner experiences during this time, which would be so lovely. And then those will catapult out. They will inspire you to take action in the physical realm. Okay, Capricorn. Your card is Patience. Archangel Jophiel, your dreams are blooming more rapidly than you realize. Still, they need nurturing and patience. So for those of you who feel like things are not coming together quickly enough, I can understand that, especially with Mars retrograde in Gemini, and really feel like we've got 1 step forward, 2 steps back, and really be maddening even. I feel like this Mars retrograde in Gemini is helping us to deal with our repressed anger, quite honestly, that a lot of us have that. We've just pushed it down, and now it's coming up to the surface and we have to metabolize it, process it. But for those of you for whom you're not feeling anger or frustration, if you're just feeling like things are moving too slowly or you want to see more happen for you, try to have patience. And I love that. I love a gratitude practice for that. It really helps to wake up in the morning and, give thanks for the very basic things, like that you're sleeping on sheets that are comfortable, or that you have a warm blanket, or that you can have coffee or tea in the morning, or whatever you like to wake up to, or that you have an animal that is your companion that you can love on. Whatever it is for you, we all have different things that make us feel, that we're grateful for. That can really help you to increase your patience for the things that aren't showing up yet. So happy new moon, beautiful Capricorn, happy new moon in Sag. Okay, my beautiful friends, thank you so much for being with me today. I love that we connect. I love your comments. Leave me a comment. Thank you for giving this video a thumbs up, for giving it a like. Thank you for subscribing to my channel so that this video goes out to more people and my work can grow. I so appreciate that, more than you know, way more than you know. And if you would like to do a personal astrology reading with me, if you'd like a personal astrology consultation, the readings I just gave you are general readings, but when we do a personal astrology consultation, we look at your chart, your natal chart, a snapshot of the moment you took your first breath, where all the planets were, what that means for you, gifts, talents, abilities, your potential, your mojo, your sparkling soul essence, your soul's blueprint. We look at the current transits. How are they affecting you? How can you use them to your best advantage for empowerment? And the future transits that are coming up, they can give you that snapshot into your future that can make you feel more hope, more optimism, and allow you to move through anything challenging that you might be moving through at this time. So I will leave the link in the description box below. You can sign up directly on my website, book a reading directly with me on my website. And if you would like coaching, to do coaching with me, I would love to do that with you. I offer clarity sessions, which are one-off sessions where you can get clarity on something that you feel stuck on right now. And also soul alchemy coaching, which is a deeper dive, transformational experience for you to move through whatever it is and come out like the phoenix rising from the ashes into a whole new chapter of your life. Links are below in the description box to both my astrology and coaching pages. And I have a free gift for you. And that free gift is a guided meditation, coming home to yourself, reconnecting with your soul essence, your spirit. To get that guided meditation, all you have to do is go to my website, which is linked below, and sign up for my inspirational updates. Click subscribe on my homepage. You'll get an instant download of that guided meditation. And I am wishing you the most beautiful Sagittarius new moon. And until my next video, my friend, I'm sending you all my love.